Morning, people. How you doing? It's hot up in here. That's all right. We getting started. Y'all know the dealio. Do what you gotta do in order to make it happen. Yes. How y'all liking the look today? I'm doing like this. Yes, I kind of like it myself. Anyway, woo! All right. Rocking. Good morning to who is joining me. Thank you for joining me. Appreciate you. We're getting started. Make sure you share, tag, bring a friend, tell a friend, drag a friend. Do whatever it is you got to do to bring somebody in. Yay! Living and loving it. Oh, where I'm from. Eh, There we are. All right, let's get rocking in here. Yes. How is everybody today? Good morning, good morning, good morning to those of you who are joining me. Thank you for being here. We got a full house today, so to speak. And I'm talking about call-ins, not in here in the studio. Just me.
Also, homework calls for late night kisses. So if you roll with her, your knees buckle and start to tremble. Because it's like looking at a reflection of me. No matter how much you try to disguise the image, you can't deny that I'm a prototype. And her, well, she's just a full copy you would get trying to look like. Check her profile. You know you can't make copies without first consulting with the big print, so stop trying. Everything you want from her is already in me. Deep down, you know it. That's why when you hug her, the hugs are not that secure, and the kisses are no longer first. And your heart beats all clearly. You will never be one with her because your intimate thoughts, I own them, and your emotions, I control them. Those to you numbers telling you that my love wasn't real to your soul, but you stay tuned to. But now you must switch channels. I was the twinkle in your eye, now you take it to glare. I was your favorite daydream, so how can you sleep on the one you dream of? Those are people who was your raindrop on your window pane, and right there where the clouds belong. So go ahead and substitute me for her. You know what they say, the sequel is never better than the original.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Miss Natasha. Oh. Hello, 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 everybody. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Morning, love.
I was 35 when my life and addiction started to spiral out of control. My ex-husband threatened to take our children away from me. I felt hopeless. He called the lead rehab placement because I couldn't make the call. I was ashamed. I was given skills to manage my sadness and my anger, and more importantly, I am 3.5 years sober. I'm so grateful for all the help. And all it took was making one phone call. Rehab can help you start to break your addiction problem and get sober in as little as 7 days. And we'll work with your insurance provider to help cover the costs. Plus, we have travel assistance programs to get you here by plane or train. Make this free call right now to learn more. 800-918-1376. 800-918-1376. 800-918-1376. That's 800-918-1376.
The feline. Wristwatch, here we go. Hey, wristwatch time will be constant. Wristwatch time moving constant. Ain't no way to stop it, even if you put your lost it. I've been in the game and the waves that been washed it. Hard to be the greatest, but it's still very constant. Yeah. Wristwatch time moving constant. Ain't no way to stop it, even if you put your lost it. I've been in the game and the waves that been washed it. Hard to be the greatest, but it's still very constant. I was in and out of any night to the precinct. When the phone down from the phone call, it was just like a kind of call. So I was more back. Words in the ball, in the ball, in the full piece. No anytime, anytime, get them on. Go all nights, no lights. I am sober. Living in a level of thought, living in one heart. Was any time, it didn't get right. It's all the time. I promise I will snap. Step back. All this talk about who's next. So what you next, knock out that. Cause you're right, what evidence on the flash. Try more than sleep. Put the bullet for the real, looking for the handouts and millions. Stop it, let it get planned out. Stop it, let it never work out. Stop it now, stop it, my world. Play with that. You know that, yeah. Wristwatch time moving constant. Ain't no way to stop it, even if you put your house me. I've been in the game and the waves that been washed me. I be the greatest, but it's still wrong house. Wristwatch time moving constant. Ain't no way to stop it, even if you put your house me. I've been in the game and the waves that been washed me. I be the greatest, but it's still wrong house.
Hey, it's me, it's your girl, your favorite blogger, Lady Blue, and you are listening to the Lady Blue.
Up, y'all ready? It is time. Time. Sing with me. Come on. All right. 5. Here we go. 4. morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hey. That's right. Good morning. Now, let's go. Hey, y'all tuned into Lady Blue. Whoa, I am about to do something new, something true. You was always hoping what you planned. I woke up this morning feeling like I want to dance. New day, new blessings. Live, learn lessons, answers, questions. No weapons formed against me shall prosper. Been through the fire, I'm a survivor. Satan even tried us, he didn't prosper. So much going on in the world, it won't stop us. Oh, we got faith. All my prayer warriors pray. Hey, this is what I gotta say. Lady Blue Radio Show is how you start your day. Hey, this is what I gotta say. Lady Blue Radio Show is how you start your day. Good morning. Ah! Ooh. Good morning. Ooh. Good morning. And good morning, everybody. Hello, happy Thursday. It is me, it's your girl, it's your fave blogger, Lady Blue, and I am coming at you LIVE on the home of Cheryl Underwood Morning Show, WMSKOnlineradio.com, where talk radio just got better. Make sure you're joining me on Facebook, on YouTube, sharing the love. If you're on Facebook, give me some hearts and some thumbs up and let me know that you're there. Other than that, make sure you visit WMSKOnlineradio.com. Join our mailing list for updates, events, shows, and more. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at WMSK Online Radio. And make sure you tag us using the hashtag WMSK Grind. How is everybody? Let me do it in my Wendy voice. How you doing? All right. Is everybody okie dokie A-OK? Thank you to those of you who are on. We've got some great guests that are coming up today. So we need to just get it to rocking, right? First of all, let me say happy birthday to those of you who are celebrating a birthday today. Okay. To my namesake, my daughter, my stepdaughter, Arlene Jones out of Washington, D.C. Happy birthday, love. And to Renea Ware, Miss V of the V Mix. Happy birthday, dear. And Sam Michelle. Happy birthday. If you are celebrating a birthday today, a birth, wedding, anniversary, whatever it is, congratulations. Happy birthday. Happy anniversary. Have fun. Do it legally and don't do nothing I wouldn't do. Other than that, y'all know we got all sorts of stuff that we could be talking about. Real quick, I want to throw a couple of positive stories at you. And, well, we're not going to throw positive stories. We're going to do this first. How about that? Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning. Is this Miss Lois?
It is indeed.
Yay.
Okay.
Oh. You have reached the right place, my dear. This is Lady Blue. You are now on the Lady Blue Radio Show. Everybody, this is my first special guest, and I'm going to let her introduce herself, but I want you all to keep this in your mind. Mama said, okay? All y'all have heard that before. I'm sure your mothers have said it to you. I know my mother said it to me, and I said it to my children. But we're going to get a whole new version of Mama Said today. Miss Lois, go ahead and introduce yourself to my audience, dear.
Okay, well, thank you so much for having me on this morning. I'm Lois Cooper, the author of Mama Said. And Mama Said is a book about legacy, wisdom, community, unconditional love, and the life lessons learned from my mother, 101-year-old Catherine Cooper.
Mercy, a centurion. That is something that is just absolutely amazing. And I cannot wait to hear about this book. But tell us a little bit about you first, Lois, like where you're from, siblings, married, have you traveled? What things have you done?
Well, I'm a native Washingtonian. I've done some traveling. I've been to the continent before. I've been to Africa. I lived in Atlanta for a little bit. I lived in Miami. But there's no place like home.
All right.
I have two amazing daughters. One of my daughters just closed on her first home here in Washington D.C. yesterday. So shout out to Regina Cooper and kudos to her for that accomplishment. Because real estate is something to behold here in the District of Columbia.
Yes, yes, most definitely. I lived in DC for a little bit, so I do understand that. So,
Yes, ma'am.
so why this book and why the title?
Well, it's just what I've been living my entire life. And I often, almost every day, almost no day goes by that I don't quote something my mother said. Mama used to say this, Mama used to say
Mhm.
that. And one day I was with a group of friends, they said, you should write a book entitled as Mama Said, because everybody has a story about something that Mama said.
Amen to that. Amen to that. And this should be like the ultimate coffee table book because that would draw, just the title alone would draw me in. What is your mother's name?
My mother's name is Catherine Cooper, and I'll tell you, what I learned is that stories matter.
Mm-hmm.
And they matter because we need to be in control of our own narrative about who we are, how we live, and what we stand for.
Yes.
And not wait until that we are dead and gone and people have to think about bones and bones and try to keep the story together about who we are.
Mm.
Let's tell our own story. Stories matter.
Awesome. So how long did it take you to put this together? Because I'm quite sure with your mother being a centurion, there's a whole lot of wisdom quips in this book.
Yeah, and I could call through series of Mama said, but I worked on this for 2 years, and I had a fantastic group of people who believed in me, because not only is it a good story, it's a beautiful book.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful. It's graphically designed and laid out. I had a friend of mine, co-worker of mine, who actually edited the book for me. She has edited many of stories for me, and I just wanted to acknowledge her and let her know that she's no longer my ghost editor.
Okay.
That she has a name.
Go ahead, shout them out. Shout out whoever helped you with this book. Give them some recognition.
Yeah, her name is Nydia Yanni. The layout of the book was done by Deanna Michelli, and neighbors and friends and relatives contributed to the things in the book. So it's a book about love, it's a book about community, and it acknowledges the role that our elders played in a community that no longer exists.
Yes. You know what? Thank you. Because our season, like you just said, our seasoned people have a lot to say. And if we just take the time to listen, because I know my grandfather used to just talk consistently and incessantly. He would just talk. But if you took the time to just sit and listen to him, he always had something that made you think. And I think that's what brings this book into such light. When you first got your first copy print of your book and somebody else read it that wasn't on your team, what was the reception like on the book?
Well, I first shared it with my sister because she helped, correct some of the information in the book for me, and it brought her to tears to see our mother being honored like that. And we all have our story.
Yes.
I just took the time to put the pen to the paper and actually put it out there for other people. It's a beautiful story too, not because she's my mother, but because of the wisdom. And before we had the written word, we had stories.
Right. That is true. So give me a couple of the words of wisdom that your mother has given you over the years.
One thing she used to always say, if you wait till the time is right, you'll never do nothing. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
Okay, another thing she always said, let people run their mouth like you run your business.
Okay.
Okay, I'll give you one more example. She said if you hang out with people with trashy ways, you're gonna pick up trashy ways.
Now, how many of y'all can apply that one to your life? Because we're always talking about cutting off the bad and the negative and this, that, and the other. And here your own family gives you this wisdom, and 9 times out of 10, a lot of us will not pay attention to it until it's later. Now, since we sharing some quips, I'm gonna give you one that came from my grandfather. Shout out to the Wallace family and the Williams family, but I gotta give you one that came from my grandfather. Okay. All right. My grandfather used to always say, okay, because as a kid, you're always out playing and you don't want to come in until dark. Our parents always said be in before the street lights come on. Okay. But my grandpa used to always say, if a dog and a cat have sense enough to go inside when it's dark, why don't you take yourself home and stop hanging out on the street?
Hallelujah to that, okay?
You see, he was comparing hanging out on the street. You have animals that have more sense than some people that hang out on the street corner all night long. The only time you go see a cat out is if it's chasing something and it's hungry, if you think about it. But that's something that I always tell my kids, and my kids have applied those things. And even my parents, something my mother used to always say, I used to look at her like she was nuts, but every time we'd ask my mom, what are you doing? And she would always say, I'm going to see the turtle take to the water. You want to be the captain? Now, a lot of people don't know what that means. So when she says see the turtle take to the water, that basically is like, I'm taking my time to do what I got to do. Are you manning my boat? Okay. That's basically what she's saying. And I used to love that, but I love how you decided to bring your mother's wisdom to the population, because we could use that, especially in this day and age. And I think that's very appropriate. So, go ahead.
Change and the demographics change, and people get more spread out, because urban cities are changing.
Yes.
So that means our stories are getting spread out, and I wanted to condense out and bring them to the people so that the people can remember.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Where can people find your book at? How can they get a hold of it?
Mama said it's on Amazon, and it's been doing quite well. And I encourage everybody to pick up a book. And one of the jewels in the book is the legacy workspace, where after you read about everything that Mama said, and what the community and a friends and family has said, there's a space for you to record your memories.
All right.
Things that take for granted. Like I'll tell you one thing we take for granted, because my brothers, all 4 of my brothers are deceased, but then everybody's buried in different places. So in the legacy workplace, I ask the question, where are your family members buried? That's information that can be passed down, Interesting. That just be the last generation that wonders who we are and where we come from.
Wow. That is definitely something to think about. And, I can answer that question like right off the bat. I know where the only person I don't know where they at is my father's ashes. I don't know where my father's ashes are, but the rest of my family, I tell you right where they are, because my grandparents own the cemetery. Okay. So everybody better be over in that cemetery as far as I'm concerned. But I agree with that wholeheartedly. I'm sorry?
You're fortunate then.
Yeah, and for family to keep up that way. So I wholeheartedly agree with that, and I love the fact that you've given the reader, you've made your book interactive. I think that is something that is also very, very key. So that is something I appreciate as a writer and author myself. When you give somebody an opportunity to not just open the TV of their mind, but to interact with that, so that what they're feeling comes out. I think that's a complete and true bonus. So thank you for that. I'm gonna have to pick up this book. That's just it. I'm just gonna have to pick up this book. Other than that, okay, no problem. Do you have any other writings or anything else that's going on in the near future?
Well, I've got a couple of local documentary because it's very important to me that we have first person account of living here, African Americans living here in the nation capital,
Mm.
because things are changing so rapidly.
Mhm.
So I've done a documentary called The Pride and Promise of Network that chronicles the neighborhood from its inception. And then I did a documentary called Legacies on the Potomac, and it gives first person account of five African Americans that grew up in different sections of the city. And I was fortunate enough to have that screen at National Historic African American and Cultural Museum, the new
Nice.
museum here.
Nice, 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 nice. So let me ask your opinion before you even get off the phone here. I was in DC recently because we went down to the DC Jazz Festival. Okay.
Okay.
And like I said, I used to live in DC. I used to live up over there off of Franklin by Catholic University. And
Okay.
the change in DC, because a lot of things that streets I would go, if North Capitol and Florida wasn't in the same place, I probably wouldn't know where I was going. Okay. To you, is Chocolate City still Chocolate City?
This is more like latte city now. For chocolate chip city now.
Ooh.
George Benson coined the song "Everything Has Changed."
Mhm.
Nothing stays the same, right?
Yeah.
And so I was really mad about it in the beginning, but then I had said to myself, why should they be the only one enjoying it? So I'm living my best life here.
Mhm.
I'm on the board of Main Street program here.
Mhm.
So I refuse to be shut out of processes
Mhm.
and of the life that, I've been living my entire life. So I participate in the process, and I have a lot to say about the city and who we are.
Okay, so one more question, because the biggest thing that I've seen so far that's going on in DC is what happened with the tenant who got upset about the go-go music, because we know go-go music is DC. So what is your opinion about the go-go music scene and what's going on with that right now?
I love go-go music. Long live go-go music, and dope music.
Hail to Chuck Brown, okay. All right, because for those of you who don't like go-go music, look, let me tell you something. At first, I didn't understand what go-go music was. Okay, if you talk about a girl from Southwest, okay, so I had to get integrated. But go-go makes you move. Period. You don't have to understand the words. You just have to know that it's gonna make you move. If you have a heartbeat, it's gonna make you move. So I appreciate what DC and its residents have done to keep that go-go culture thriving and moving within the confines of DC. So hats off to y'all. Hats off to y'all for keeping go-go going.
Let me put a caveat on that.
Uh-huh.
We need to do what we've done with go-go music. We need to do it for housing here. We need to do it for making sure that people can afford to stay here in the District of Columbia. So I hope this movement is going to spread across the need for African Americans and seniors, and for all people here in the District of Columbia. But yeah, I love me some go-go. It's
Yes.
almost like a travel.
Yes, most definitely. And I appreciate what you said. So are you on social media, Lois?
I am on social media. I have Mama San has her own Facebook page, so I asked you to like me. But when you put Mama San in Facebook, you might want to put my name in there along with Cooper, because Mama has said a lot of things across all the genres.
Okay, no problem. I'm gonna make sure that is up on our Facebook page, the Lady Blue Talk Radio Group page. So I will make sure that that's up there. I will make sure to put the link to Amazon for your book on the page so people can find it. But I have to tell you, Lois, as short as this is, I appreciated everything you had to say. I appreciate your mom. I appreciate your family for their support of you. And, this is a book that I would recommend. This is my Oprah's reads right here. Read Mama Said, okay? That's a Lady Blue read right there. Read Mama Said. So other than that, not a problem. Other than that, Lois, make sure that you keep us posted on anything that you have going. We'd love to keep up with you and hear about it. And if no one has told you today, I'll go ahead and tell you, I love you.
Amen. I received that.
All right. Well, you go and you have a blessed day, and we will talk soon.
Thank you.
All right, love. Okay, everybody. Mama said. Okay. So y'all know you need to go and get with that. Okay. Because that is absolutely beautiful. I love what she's done. I love how she has brought together how, the wisdom of our elders is something that we all need to hold on to. I don't care who you are. Hold on to that wisdom. I know I lost, when my father passed away, I lost a lot of the things that my grandfather had left to me because I had videotaped him talking. Okay. And this is when my cousin was little, 2-3 years old. I videotaped him talking and telling her about his history and all of these things. So don't take your elders for granted. Never, ever, ever take your elders for granted, because it ain't gonna help you. Okay, I'm just letting you know, it's not going to help you. So Lois Cooper, thank you so much. And I appreciate you for, the stories of the community, for uplifting DC, and for all that you do in your hometown. So thank you so much, Lois, for all you do. Guys, real quick before we go to commercial break, and hopefully our other guests will call in on time, I do want to share with you all one positive story. And if you go to the Lady Blue Positive page, you will see this story, and it has to do with a principal who gave his shoes. It's a touching story. Let's just put it that way. He gave his shoes to a young man who didn't have any shoes, or his shoes were falling apart. And so he could walk across the stage. Who does that? We see little quips and pieces of people that give of themselves like that, but not a principal, I'm sorry. It's a Richmond teacher. A Richmond teacher gives shoes off his feet so a student can walk across the graduation stage. Okay, that is called not wanting to see your student not take part in a special day. There was also a story from Charlotte about an 83-year-old custodian called Mr. John. His name is Mr. John, who got the royal treatment on his retirement day. Made him cry, but the whole school came together, kids and all, to celebrate Mr. John and let him know that he was appreciated. And the other story is about a young lady, okay, in Dallas, Texas, the barbershop, who gave a man who had been homeless for over 20 years. She's a female barber. She gave him a makeover. And let me tell you, man looks sharp. Do you understand what I'm saying? SHARP. He looks sharp. So go and check out these stories on the Lady Blue Positive page. There's plenty there for everybody. If you have a positive story to share, please, by all means, get it to Lady Blue. Let's get the positive out there. And I encourage you here in Baltimore, if you have a positive story to share, please share it, because that's what we need right now. We have enough negativity. We have enough ugliness. We have enough of that going on that we don't need to consistently keep spreading the negative. We need to infuse that positive, just like what Lois is doing with her book, just like what Lady Blue is trying to do with Lady Blue Positive. Just like what I'm trying to do with 50 Shades of Blue. Okay, just like WMSK Online Radio is doing when it's out in the community. Okay, so make sure that you're getting that in there. All right, and real quick, let me make sure that you all keep Urban Reality News right in your hand. That's right, State vs. Us magazine, your official source to the streets from prison, highlighting high-profile cases, corruption in the police department, government, prison system, wrongful convictions, and success stories of the formerly incarcerated. So if you or someone you know has a story to tell, want a feature or an ad space, contact state versus us mag at gmail.com. That's state VSUSMAG at gmail.com. You can also get your print or digital copy today at stateversususmag.com. You can pre-order issue number 4, which is at editors as we speak. Beyond all of that, guys, 3 issues are out. 3 issues are hot. This thing has been, the page alone has been tagged well over 1 million times. This magazine is hot. I'm telling y'all right now, do not sleep on this magazine. Premiere issue with the CEO and founder of WMSKOnlineRadio.com, Miss Connoisseur herself, Tia Hamilton. Issue 2 with my son, the New York General. Issue 3, dual cover with Wallow267 and Lunel, the comedian. And Lunel was here in Baltimore a few days ago, so hats off to you, Lunel. Issue number 4, dual cover, Jamila T. Davis on one side, and the one, the only, the original, Freeway Ricky Ross on the other side. So you all make sure that you get these because these stories are hot, they're poignant, there's something for everybody in there, whether it be the eye candy for the ladies, eye candy for the gents, the success stories, the entertainment stories, whatever it is, get this magazine. Other than that, we're going to cut to break. I'm going to come right back after we do a real quick break. We're going to come right back. We're going to talk about a few other things going on in the community, and then we're going to jump into the 10 o'clock hour and get to get, okay? So y'all keep it locked right here on the home of Cheryl Underwood Morning Show. Hats off to Cheryl Underwood, WMSKOnlineRadio.com, where talk radio just got better. Don't go nowhere. Y'all still with me?
Check it out. This is SON, aka Mr. Shine Over Activity from Sun Media and Sun Clothing, and you're listening to the Lady Blue Radio Show live on WMSKOnlineRadio.com. Guess what? Talk radio just got better. Peace. WMSKOnlineRadio.com.
The views and opinions that are expressed on WMSKOnlineRadio.com are those of the guests, hosts, and callers, and not necessarily those of the station, its management, host, or advertising. The shows founded on WMSKOnlineRadio.com can't promote any lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or personal practice. These shows are for entertainment only. Thanks for listening. Hey, Tony. everybody. I told you I wanted to come right back. Welcome back to the Lady Blue Radio Show, live right here at WMSKOnlineradio.com, where talk radio just got better. I want to make sure that you all are up to date on what's going on with Lady Blue as well as the WMSK. But before I do that, know that WMSKOnlineradio.com is looking for jazz, gospel, entertainment, fashion, Latin, Caribbean, community, and other type of shows for this station. So if you or someone you know is interested, please email WMSKOnlineradio@gmail.com. That's WMSKOnlineradio@gmail.com, because we want to hear from you. So being a leader of talk radio, help yourself. Make sure you use the hashtag WMSK Grind, okay? I also want to bring to light that there are a lot of things that are happening with Lady Blue. We have Pamper My Sister coming up. That's right, Pamper My Sister coming up on July the 6th. So mark your calendar. This is the time for y'all to bring out your calendar real quick. Mark your calendar for July the 6th from 2 to 6 will be Pamper My Sister right here at 207 East North Avenue in Baltimore. Okay, and it is brought to you by Royal Manifestations, LLC, and Beautiful Blue. I am happy to be working in conjunction with my sister, Yvonne Unique, the owner of Royal Manifestations, and all that we have going on. But this is a mini queen-like experience that you all do not want to miss out on, okay? Please don't miss out on this. You're going to get things for, the cost is $40. Tickets are available on Eventbrite, or you can go straight through the event on Facebook. You got to book, get your ticket, and then call and book your spot. But you're going to get guided meditation, massage, mini spa, which includes a facial and hand massage, and some makeup and skincare tips. You're going to have food, and you're going to have drink, and there's going to be vendors, so there'll be stuff there for you to do, buy, see, hear, feel, all of that, and just take a moment to rejuvenate, okay? That is what this is about. It's about rejuvenation. We have about 22 spots left, so come on, get your ticket, join us, book your spot, and have some fun. That is what it's all about, is to have some fun. Other than that, guys, mark your calendar for that. Also know that there's a raffle coming up in July for 50 Shades of Blue. The sponsorship packages are already going out. If you're interested in supporting 50 Shades of Blue, please email 50shadesofbluebaltimore@gmail.com, 50shadesofbluebaltimore@gmail.com, and mention sponsorship so that I know what it is that you're emailing me about. And let's make this happen. We've got some amazing things. We've got a magazine placement level this time. We've got radio marketing. We've got a whole lot that is going on this year alone with the event, okay? And also, which I am tickled to announce right here today, is that we will be doing a lunchtime benefit cruise on the Spirit of Baltimore. Lunchtime benefit cruise on the Spirit of Baltimore. I am so excited about that. It is an all blue affair. Lunch buffet. You get to cruise the harbor. You get to have some fun. You get to join in a raffle to win some prizes, and just support domestic violence awareness. For those of you who don't know what 50 Shades of Blue is about, that is what it's about. It's about domestic violence awareness. It is about surviving and thriving. It's about providing resources to those who may not have the resources or the ability to get to those resources. So we want to build our treasure chest to be able to help those who cannot get to those resources. I'm letting you all know that I myself, as an advocate, as a survivor, and as a thriver, I have supported several other groups where we have helped people get to hotel rooms, transportation away from their violent situations, help with clothing, diapers, formula for their infants, for their babies, food, transportation. So this is what this is what I'm looking forward to every year. We're also bringing back my friend, my other side of my positive spark, MC Jody Rue, will be joining us again as the master of ceremonies for this event. We've got fantastic speakers. We got Troy Jones coming back. We got Lady Yvette. We're going to let Lady Yvette preach this time, okay? We have got, we've got Chandra Gore, CG Consultants. We have got Tangi coming from South Carolina. We got one coming from South Carolina that is going to be joining us. We are going to be sharing our stories, and that is what is important, is that you all get the real face of domestic violence, the real face. Okay, hold that thought, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, Miss Felicia. Miss Felicia.
Hey, good morning.
There you are. Okay, hold that thought, dear, because we're going to cut to commercial real quick. We're going to come right back, and then we're going to jump and dive right in to the Wade Foundation, to the Vision Incubator, and everything else. So I need everybody to just hang on, Felicia, and we will be right back after commercial break, okay? And we will get all into this because I'm excited about it, okay? So everybody, keep it locked. Don't go nowhere. Hang on the phone, Felicia. We'll be right back. This is Lady Blue, the Lady Blue Radio Show, live right here on the home of Cheryl Underwood Morning Show, WMSKOnlineRadio.com, where talk radio just got better. Don't go nowhere. All right, Miss Felicia.
Yes, ma'am.
Just hold the phone, darling. I got to get up. I got to go to the restroom real quick, and then I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right? So don't go nowhere.
Okay, good.
Oh. Okay. I'll be right back, darling.
I've got everything all pretty much set up, given them the information. I'm just in Bank of America, building section, so I'm real close to the change business and emergency. Okay, so she just started the telephone interview. I'm on the radio break right before, and so I'm ready. Okay. Every day, and so yeah. Okay.
Okay, I'm back.
Awesome.
I'm back.
Can you hear me well?
Huh?
Can you hear me well?
Yes, ma'am, I can. Okay, so hold that thought again, Jesus. Hey guys, just so you know, don't use this front bathroom because I just came out of there and it just totally backed up. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's do this. Woo. Oh, I'm having fun. Oh my gosh, there's so much going on in here, it's not even fun. Okay. And apparently my Facebook Live went down, but that's okay. We'll be back on in just a second.
Okay. So what's happening with this
I'm like looking, I'm like, okay, so the cruise costs $50 and it's gonna cost me $500 to fly down there.
The cruise is actually $60.
Okay.
And all the schematics are being worked out, but basically it's just a benefit fundraiser for 50 Shades of Blue, where everybody can come dressed in blue, eat, have fun, raffle, raise some funds, take some pictures, just another way to bring everybody together, couple the speakers, let them, mention their story, the importance of, domestic violence awareness. That's basically what it is.
Exactly. Okay.
Basically what it is, just, trying to do something that's new and different. So we're not doing the same thing every year. So like right now I have one purse giveaway going on. I have another purse raffle going on next month. I have, and these are not cheap purses. These are Coach purses. So they're, that's going on. And then we've got some Bebe purses that I'm going to raffle off at the event. So there's a whole lot of different things that are, just going on to, just draw the audience, basically, is what we're doing, is drawing the audience. And then the flyers being completed. I got to put up the Facebook events, the Eventbrite page, so on and so forth, the letters that are being created, the media. Thank goodness I have other people that are doing that, because me right now, I'd be losing my mind trying to put all that together.
Girl, don't tell me about it. I know how hard it is. I'm sitting here trying to work this stuff on the side, and it's not easy because everybody says what they want to do, but nobody actually shows up to do anything.
Right, exactly. Yeah. But we're going to drop in here in just a minute, so hold the phone.
Okay.
Where do you say, Linda, you gonna fly away from Cali for a cruise? Okay. Come on, girlfriend. All right, gang, I told you that was gonna be a quickie break, and we are back. This is Lady Blue, the Lady Blue Radio Show, live right here on the home of Cheryl Underwood Morning Show, WMSKonlineradio.com, where talk radio just got better. And joining me now is my partner, my friend, my sister, we just are on that same train track. And she is the founder of the Wave Foundation, the Vision Incubator. Again, she's my partner in 50 Shades of Blue. So y'all welcome Miss Felicia Henderson. Good morning.
Good morning. Oh my gosh, I can't even say how touched I am by that introduction, because you are all that and more. You are my inspiration. You're my mentor. You're, I think, the person who gave me the courage to tell my story and accept that at one point in my life I was a victim, but at this point in my life I am a survivor.
Yep. And now, wait a minute. You were a victim. You're a survivor, but now you're a thriver, because you're thriving past all of that. Survival is one thing, and thriving is something else. And just to answer my folks on Facebook Live, yes, a sister is hot, okay? So I'm probably having a hot flash right now, so y'all leave me alone, okay? Y'all leave me alone. It's a woman thing. You wouldn't understand. And also, Miss Linda, yes, the coach purse, I'll get back with you on that. Other than that, Miss Felicia,
yes,
you've got stuff going on. Let's talk first about what you have going on with the Wave Foundation and the Vision Incubator and the fundraiser that's going on now, and then we'll get into 50 Shades of Blue.
Okay. Well, let's first talk about the Wave Foundation. The Wave Foundation is my baby. I'm a widow mom, 5 kids, and the Way is my 6th and last child, God willing. And we have a vision for empowering minds and motivating nations. We are formed on the precept that it takes one to make one. If in all of the efforts that we make in our life, we give to one. If we touch one, that one can touch another, and that's how we impact change in life. So we were in Africa, as you know, for many years.
Mm-hmm.
And we just returned over to the United States after living here for 12 years. We just got accepted in the United States in 2017. So since then, we've been pretty busy. We've been on board with
with you and 50 Shades movement and everything like that. And so from that, we've grown. Right now, because of you, and the 50 Shades movement, we have our, 50 Shades of Survival, which is a great project. It's tested off your own, and it's in support of everything that you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And we're trying to make this a national movement and actually a global movement where we can take it all around the world because this monster called violence is only growing because we don't talk about it.
Right.
We keep it a secret. It's our shame instead of being our badge of honor.
Right.
And until we can learn to talk about it, until we create spaces where people can talk about it, it'll continue to grow and fester. So we have an event going on right now. Well, the Visionary Incubator. We're looking for other boards like you, because I'm so excited that you are now 501c3.
Well, working on it.
Well, I'm claiming that, honey.
Okay, well, keep claiming. I'm not knocking any of it. Okay.
Exactly. So we're looking at partnering with and looking at people who have that passion within them, that believe that they were born, they were created to make an impact in society. They may not know where to start. They may not know what they need to do. They may be doing things already, but maybe they're not being proactive or productive in the things that they do. They don't know how to get registered, or they are registered, they don't know how to create a program or get a fundraiser going or anything. We've created the incubator for people like that. And it's not just, I'm in Texas, a Texas thing. It's a national thing. It's a global thing because we need organizations all around the world who really want to impact lives. So what happens is we create a platform where we sit down and we work together. We synergize, we share ideas,
Right.
We build each other. We
Right.
help you start your org. If you don't have programs, we help you in creating programs. We help you get funding when funding is accessible. When there are opportunities like this for fundraising and perhaps you don't have the same opportunity, you get the opportunity to get on board vicariously with us to raise funds for your organization.
Right.
So it's a great opportunity for people who are starting off or considering looking into that, what we call the sixth sector in Africa, but becoming a true nonprofit and giving back to humanity. And so we've been working on that and building on it, and we're having some success. We've got probably about 7 nonprofits in with us right now, and some of them we've gone on to create projects and do huge partnerships with. I'm blessed to say that God is really working out. Let me just tell you, I've got a major restaurant now that is looking at partnering and becoming one of our brand sponsors for this 50 Shades of Survival project. And I'm really excited about that. So that's going to make some really big moves and give us the opportunity to do so much more in the communities. And so we've got these fundraisers that are coming up. We've got a Save 3 with 1, which is our national plasma drive. We're going to be going to 32 states in the United States, and we're looking for nonprofits to partner with in order to create awareness, because these events are all about survivors of violence. Everything that we're doing this year is for survivors of violence. There's nothing that we do that we touch bases on. During the summer, we're having a Food for Thought project where we're giving lunches to children. And along with the lunches, we are giving them books, because I'm always supporting literacy. But it's all to give a child that's been in an environment that's chaotic the chance to get away in their head, even if they can't get away physically. But if they're lucky enough to have a situation where they're in a safe place, their mind can grow.
Right.
They can they can have this peaceful place that they can go to. They can get lost.
Right.
And that's what every child needs. Right. And that's what adults need too.
Right. Now,
so we're trying to create platforms for that.
Okay. Now, my thing is this. Now, I know those of you that are listening to me, and I will reach out to the other nonprofits that I know of here in Baltimore that would, could benefit from this. But the thing that's going on here, and I want you all to notice this, is that it's not just a single entity trying to take all the glory for one thing. We need to come together, and that's what's happening with this. It's bringing people together to work together to bring the one common goal. There should be one common goal Not everybody trying to be at the mountaintop, okay? That's the thing. Now, if you get to the mountaintop and you see what's going on, think what happened when you get to the mountaintop, okay? You got up there, but now you have to figure out how to get down, okay? And I'm just bringing that to you because it takes steps to get to that level, just like it takes steps to come down. And if you miss a step, you're going to do what? You're going to fall. So why not have the support of other organizations or other entities along the way so that in case you miss a step, somebody can catch you and be able to lift you back up to that. So that I just want to bring that to my audience, that you're bringing together entities. It's not just one entity all by itself.
Exactly. And another thing that it does is in the sixth sector, or in the nonprofit world, a lot of things happen because of familiarity and because of what we call trust.
Right.
And if you're working with certain names and certain brands and you're partnering, it's like them giving you the green light. Oh yes, you can trust these people. Get involved. And then you find that you're getting more people want to know what you're doing because you're involved with these events. If I didn't have responses that I had, probably some of these other sponsors wouldn't want to come on board with what we're doing. If I didn't explain to them that I'm trying to create a network of organizations, because it's not about the Way Foundation. It's about what we're standing for, which is fighting for survivors. If they didn't believe in that cause, none of this would happen. If I didn't have a story to tell, none of this will happen. And another thing that I've been finding out is that we've got a lot of organizations out here where people have beautiful stories, but they're ashamed to tell them.
That's true. Now, I want to give you a nice little surprise here right now. And this is coming from my friend, my teammate on Beautiful Blue, because she's now a Blue Boss Beauty under Lady Blue. But Linda Hillman, who's a pastor out in California, would like to connect with you because she wants to partner with her nonprofit. How about that?
Awesome. That's great. And I'm looking to create a network for us where we have a voice everywhere.
Yes.
You know, it's we look at these things that we're talking about, and it seems like we're in these little pockets. You know, it's like you go to a store and you buy this beautiful outfit, and you keep it in your closet and you never wear it.
Mm-hmm.
You think it's great, but you don't want to share it with people. It's not just for you to wear at home; it's for you to wear outside and for people to see. Now, maybe you may see it as a shame, but that shame that you have is the courage it takes for another person to say, I don't have to stay here and suffer.
Right.
I don't have to die. I don't have to be afraid. I don't have to cry. My children don't have to suffer. If they could make it, I can make it. So as ashamed as I was to tell my story the very first time, now after the 100th time, I feel pride to be able to say that that's where I came from, and this is where I am now, and that's where I'm going, because I can see it.
Right. And I will connect you and Miss Linda so that you all can talk and she can, find out what you've got going on and all this other stuff in regards to that.
Also, great. Now, we've got this project going on right now that's going to be lasting for another 13 days, and it's help 300 survivors of violence.
Right.
Start again. So what I'm offering, if there are some nonprofits out there that are looking to try and do some fundraising, they can get on board with me as long as I have a way of tracking you and we can talk about how to track them. We can use this as a platform, and then we've got another good at least 10 days for them to try and raise funds on their own platform, utilizing that platform because it's just out there across the board, and it's a trusted donation site. And so they would be able to get access to these funds by joining that fundraiser. And the only thing that we ask is that you put together one event in the name of survivors. That's all.
And I'm sure you can do that, Miss Linda. Yes, I'm sure Miss Linda can do that. She's got a lot going on, but I'm quite sure in her ministry that's something that she can do. That's not a problem. So we will definitely connect on that level. And you all look up, mention the fundraiser again, Help 300 Survivors, correct?
Yeah, it's Help 300 Survivors. Start again. I will send you the link I'll send you the link so you can put it in the thread of the live. Or I think I sent it to you via messenger before.
Yep, I got it.
Picture of the little guy.
Yep, I got it. It's all up there. I got it. Okay. I just want to make sure everybody else has it because it's important that you know what it is we have going on in the community, how you can come together, how we can work together, how we can live together as you all just witnessed. We already have somebody that has already been touched enough to want to be connected to what is going on, and that's what's important. That's what's important to me. That's important to me that you all know to connect and to work together is better. It's always better than to me than working by yourself. Because you work by yourself all day, every day, okay? But to work with someone else is also just as important. We got so much to talk about, but let's move on to the next thing. We've got the that thing going on, and now we've got all this going on with 50 Shades of Blue, which is basically getting the gas is in the tank, and we're revving up the engine on this. But as a partner with 50 Shades of Blue, what is most important to you in this whole endeavor in bringing this this silent epidemic is what I call it, because it seems to have taken on a life of its own lately. And just the other day I did a live where I mentioned that we're once again faced with domestic violence being hidden in our current administration, and then it's coming up to bite these folks in the butt because they didn't want anybody to find out about it. So what's your current take on domestic violence in today's society?
Well, I'm still so saddened by all of these things that I'm seeing. I've been out the country for so long. So to come back and see that it seems as if the people that should be helping the populace are actually not really considerate at all when I look at the new laws that are coming out again about domestic violence, about rape against women, about how we get to respond to some of the repercussions to these actions. They're very disheartening. They're very, very disheartening. I'm so sad. But I think this is all the more reason that we need to get out there and we need to talk about it. And I'm hoping that we will be able to make some strong moves, and hopefully we can do something down in Washington, D.C. I've got a few of my friends that I've been talking to about you that are interested in coming from out of the country, and they're politicians, and sitting down and talking. And so if we could look at possibly getting something together as far as that, because I know that logistically you're a lot closer to D.C. than I am, I think that would also be a great way that we can start talking about these issues on a more practical front when we're looking at how it's impacting society as a whole from a law making or legal stance.
Right.
Because I don't think that they're hearing the right voice. They hear people talking, and a lot of times people talk. People say a lot of things, but the follow through. Are we following through?
Right.
And
I think go ahead.
The movement should be more than just during October. It has to be something that's going on. So I think, again, this is why it's so important that we all come together and we create larger groups of ourselves, because the bigger we are, the more we're seen. Right now, if you're a little tiny spot in the carpet, nobody comes to vacuum that, but when it's a big old knot of something, you got to get it up. You got to attend to it. You got to know that you can't walk past it. So I think that the more that we come together, I think that in the time that this has started, the movement that you've created, this amazing movement that you've created, it is really growing, and I see that it's going to be something, fantastic, because it's growing exponentially. But now, what are we going to do with what we have? And you've done some great things. I see that you've had a lot of a few workshops, I think, and I think also you kind of reprogrammed your book to your book is growing, your story is growing, and I think that that's great, because your story is like a tree. It has to have branches to the right spot, because this creature, it changes. It has so many different faces, and I think that we're doing a great job of kind of picking up as it moves along, because we have to be able to roll with it as it's growing and evolving. And I'm also pleased by what we're doing with the same-sex community, the gay, lesbian community, and the efforts that we're making, the strides that we're making in creating awareness about the issues that they are facing, which is a quite unique issue
Right.
from, the other aspects. So
Right.
I think that there's a lot going on, and I think that there's a lot of growth, and I think that we just need to make sure that we keep speaking, not making noise, but speaking and making efforts and strides towards creating long-term change.
Right. Well, the big thing is that we need people to understand the realness of it. We need people to understand that just because it's not happening to you doesn't mean it's not, it doesn't mean anything. Because a lot of people will brush it off because, oh, that ain't got nothing to do with me. That, he didn't hurt me, he didn't hurt. But a lot of these people that deny it are people who have either had it going on in their family or going through it themselves, have witnessed it and don't know how to handle it or don't want to handle it. So we're not telling you to jump out there and be Joe or Joanna vigilante and, try to save the day. We're not asking you to do that. We're asking you to be educated. We're asking you to know that domestic violence is not just somebody being physically hit. Domestic violence is more than that. We need, like you just mentioned, the LGBTQ community. You have the elder abuse, you have child abuse, you have financial abuse, you have abuse within the prison systems. If we're going to go there, you've got the abuse. Some of them suffer that violence within the prison walls and then don't know how to deal with it when they get out. So therefore, we've got a lot of entities that we need to branch into. And real quick, again, I want to mention that Linda says, when you mentioned about other entities, she's talking about she has a group called Living Above Hurt, and that deals with those that have survived any kind of abuse. She also does Women of Worth retreats. She just did one, which was really a success for her. And then her ministry as a whole that helps in practical ways. So, for her to be able to spread the message and with everything that she's got going on to help people in a real way, that's what this is about. And just so you all know, that's kind of my vision from the start, was to make this global. Okay. So because we know domestic violence is not just here in the United States. We know that domestic violence is everywhere, but we know that it's handled differently some places than it's handled here. Here, people would rather turn their back, okay, or blame the guy and make the woman the victim, when sometimes it's the woman who's the aggressor and not the man, okay? So, you've got it down in South America, it's in Australia, it's in Canada, it's everywhere. It's not just centralized to one point. It's like I said, it's like cancer. It's no respecter of person. It depends on where and what has happened that has traumatized this person to this point, or gives them that mindset to think that they can treat another individual like that. So that's where that comes from.
The sad part, touching on that, the sad part is that the vast majority of the victims are not actually physical or the actual receiver, the recipient.
Right.
It's usually the children that are more impacted than the actual quote unquote victims, because they're in a situation where abuse is being perpetrated by someone they love on someone they love. So how can they love and hate the same person?
Right.
It's a huge one where it changes their psychology, it changes the way they think about things, the way they look at life, the way they look at relationships. So we have to start talking about this if we want to save our homes and save our children.
Right. But we also have to look at, and I'm going to bring this up because I think it delves into this. We got to look at what happened with the Central Park 5. Now, the Central Park 5 that's just one entity, because we have other situations going on. But look, if you haven't seen When They See Us, it's hard to watch. They're calling it the African American horror story of the century. But they dealt with abuse, and that was, like I just mentioned, from within the prison system, within the judicial system, within the legal system, okay? And these were young children who were affected by this type of abuse from people who just wanted to see them gone, okay? And the two people that are key in this will not apologize for the wrong that they've done, okay? But I say this to say this. You've got to look at more than just the two people that were involved, because when you drop a pebble in water, the ripple doesn't stay right there. It goes out. So you have to look at the fact. Admonishing the New York Times for even allowing somebody to put an ad like that in the paper is insane. Okay, I understand free speech, I understand freedom of press, I got all that, but it's also called moral value. Okay, that you would want to allow somebody to admonish a group of children like that. Now, if that was your child, oh, you'd be raising Cain and then some, trying to make sure that that didn't take effect. Now, the other thing that I want to mention is for any of you who watch Queen Sugar. Queen Sugar is dealing with this fact right now. They dealt with abuse in the last season. Now they're dealing with another level of abuse and family trauma this season, which has to do with Nova, who wrote a book and delved out family secrets, okay, without family permission. So now she's put the family's abuse and heartache out for the public to read. And now the family's dealing with that. So she's losing family members left and right because of delving secrets. Now, domestic violence, people tend to keep secrets. People tend to, say, if I stay silent, it'll go away, and we need to change that narrative too. Do you agree?
Absolutely.
We definitely need to change that narrative.
We do.
Because if you stay silent, it's still there. And in a sense, this person still has a hold on you because they know you're not going to say anything. They know you're going to do exactly what they say. And you have to remember that gives them power. That gives them power. And yeah.
I actually call that a prison of silence.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
And you're trapped there because you can't say anything. You're held by fear. You're held by love. You're held by your own self-perceived sense of loyalty, which is disloyal to you.
Mm-hmm.
But because of your love of your abuser,
right,
or of familial ties, you would rather live in this silent prison and die every day over and over again.
Right. And no matter how many times, because even in my workbook, which we're revamping and we're getting the cover redone, and will be out at the time of the event. We will be selling it at the time of the event. But even in the workbook, you've got to look internally, because, and I don't want anybody to get offended by this, there were two people in this situation. Okay, not just one person who decided to drag you in. Two people were in this situation. So the first part is not only looking at the situation, but accepting your role in the situation, good or bad. Nobody said you were at fault, but looking at the fact, okay, you were there. I can't say I wasn't there. Okay, and then forgiving yourself. Those are 3 steps, 3 things that are very hard for victims to do. Because what do I need to be forgiven for? It's just like you need to forgive yourself, because you keep victimizing yourself by saying, I was dumb enough to be in this situation. Why couldn't I get out when you're listening to society as opposed to listening to yourself. Everybody can tell you to get out 20 times a day. But if you don't take the initiative, telling you to get out is not going to make a hill of beans. It's really not. Okay. And then once you get out, it's like, what do I do now? Where do I go? And that's where my workbook comes in, because, a lot of people, they get out and they don't know where to go. They don't know who to reach out to. They don't know who to trust. Sometimes a situation calls for you to get out without a plan. Other times you can make a plan and get yourself set up so that when you do get ready to leave, you've got something that's waiting for you on the other side. But I do want to admonish to everybody, even though you may not want to, please, please, please call your local authorities, because when you have a paper trail, you have more to stand on, okay? And you keep those copies with you. You keep your protective orders with you. You keep your peace orders with you. You make sure you have all of this documentation. And if you don't trust where it's at, find you a trusted source and put it someplace else, so that if you need to call them on a dime, they can show up with that paperwork, and then the authorities can do what they can do. The other thing is, have the National Domestic Violence Hotline on speed dial, okay? Because the nice thing about them is even if you call them, There will never be any record of you dialing them on your phone. That is a safety net that they have put in phone-wise and computer-wise, so nobody will ever know that you reached out to them to either just talk, to vent, or to get some information. And that's what I love about the National Domestic Violence Hotline, is that they've built in safety nets because they're considering your safety through this whole entire thing. So please keep that in mind. But let's talk a little bit about 50 Shades of Blue, because we got that coming up in October, which you are going to join us this year and speak, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and okay, and we're bringing to light a lot of different things. I want you to speak a little bit, Felicia, about domestic violence from what you know from when you were over in Africa, because I want people to understand the difference between domestic violence here and domestic violence there.
Well, when you start thinking about domestic violence over there, it's a different ideology, because a wife belongs to a husband. A child belongs to the father.
Mm-hmm.
It's patriarchal.
Okay.
So a lot of what we would consider an oppression or an abuse is not considered from their perspective, because everything is male run.
Mm-hmm.
And so in saying that, you have these situations where the women don't really have a voice.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you start, we also have same-sex abuse over there, in the sense of men abusing boys.
Mm-hmm.
And that's more in line with business. When you have someone who has power in any area, they can be utilized for whatever reason they choose to utilize it for. So you have men being raped and abused because they aspire to do business and make money to feed their family. And they consider themselves to, it's justifiable because you can do whatever you need to do to make money. It's not that it's a wrong thing, it's what you got to do.
Right.
So the kind of understanding is a little bit different. It's like you paid a cost to be the boss. You remember when we were younger, you used to hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a reality over there.
Mm.
If you pay the cost, then you are the boss,
Okay.
basically.
Okay.
So it's a huge effort. But the beautiful thing I can say is there is so much awareness being created about these types of abuse.
Okay.
That people are starting to come out and talk. They're starting to come out and speak against and speak about their hurts and their abuses.
Mm-hmm.
And they're being heard. And so these opportunities are there, and a lot of people are and taking them to heal and to create opportunities to educate. So there are a lot of changes going on in a society where namely is not a part of their tradition.
Right.
So there's a lot of room for growth over there. And then you have countries like Europe, where I'm so proud of them. They've actually formulated the first safe men's place. So that because there's a lot more male-derived domestic violence over there, meaning that men are more victims than women over there, and they're creating a lot more awareness about it. And I thought that was amazing. And I thought it was a great thing because historically, obviously, yes, women get a lot more protection because we're women, and because we're vulnerable, because we're historically a weaker sex.
Okay. Right. Right. And I think the other thing that has to be looked at, you mentioned, Europe. Let's mention India. Let's mention some of the, the Arabian states, because again, it's a patriarchal society. Men are the upper hand. Women have no say so, but you're seeing a lot of those turn around, because I know like in India, they have the pink movement, where the women are wearing the pink saris and they're wearing all this, and they're not taking that anymore. They're showing their strength as women. You have, they're not pulling back, but kind of relaxing on some of the laws, allowing women to drive, allowing women to have a driver's license, allowing women to do other things, whereas before they weren't allowed to do these things. So we're seeing small changes, but not the changes that we would like to see, because all things understood, there's a man, there's a woman. We get it. There's two different entities right there. But what also needs to be understood is that those are two human beings. A woman is supposed to be a helpmeet, not your maid, not your servant, not all of this stuff. It's supposed to help you to navigate through this life, not for you to lord over her and be the be all, end all, and say all for what it is that she can and cannot do. She is an individual in her own right. She has a mind. If you're not in agreement with what she has to say, you can collectively and constructively disagree and try to find a comparable situation where both of you can agree. But to beat a woman into submission, no, I'm not having that. Okay, I'm not having that. And I know there's other groups in Africa, because I read about a village in Africa where it's all women. There's like not a man in there, and it's because those women have been through abuse, or they ran away from their husbands or their fathers or even their brothers who have abused them. And so this is an entire community of women who support women, okay? Helping them to get jobs, helping them to learn a skill, helping them to do the things that they were not allowed to do where they were before. So see, there's a lot of movement going on, just like you mentioned, Felicia. There's a lot of movement going on. And even here with us in America, we're kind of backtracking a little bit, or a lot, depending on how you look at it, because you've got too many men out there right now who are saying, well, the woman doesn't need to think, a woman just needs to be in the home, a woman just needs to be that. No, last time I checked, you can cook your own dinner. You can open your own mail, and you can vacuum your own floor. Okay. I don't want to get into, all of the schematics about the difference between a man and a woman. But what I'm saying is the society is not acknowledging the violence that is happening. They are disavowing what is going on with women, even though recently they have passed a bill for the Violence Against Women's Act. They have passed a bill, but it's got to pass the upper echelon, which means it's got to get past Mitch McConnell, okay? And if it don't get past Mitch McConnell, we have to figure out what to do on this level to keep programs and resources and things like that open. Would you not agree?
That's so very true. That's absolutely true. I think that we get a lot of political rhetoric.
Mm-hmm.
They do things to make things look great. We're making these strides. We're doing this and we're doing that, and then it's just in a stagnant position after that for a while, until someone gets riled up again, and then they've got to take another step and another step. And that's why I'm saying that when these movements start, we have to stay behind them,
right?
Because it's I mean, you can, like I said, go and buy a beautiful dress, but are you going to wear it? Are you going to go outside? Are you going to see people and meet people? And so making the step of creating these new laws that have yet to be fully accepted, because they've made them, doesn't mean it's going to. There are a lot of laws out there that have been created that haven't followed through to fruition because people forgot about them, because after they were made, they were okay. And it's just to satiate. So we've got to keep pushing. We've got to go to our local politicians, our community leaders, and go to Capitol Hill and talk about things and make sure that people understand how important they are.
Right. That's absolutely true. So with the conference, the annual conference, and like you said earlier, this is a year-round thing, but October is the month that has been designated as Domestic Violence Awareness, or as it's politically called now, Intimate Partner Violence. Okay. And I have a disagreement with that, because even though, the original title says domestic, in the home, on familiar turf, this, that, sometimes if you're dating somebody, that doesn't mean that you're intimate with that person. Okay. And I think saying intimate partner violence is kind of like sectioning it off. It's just like, okay, well, you two have slept together, so therefore it's domestic violence. Okay, so date rape is what? Dating violence is what? Okay, so I continue to call it domestic violence because that's what it is. It is happening on familiar ground in an area that you are familiar with, in your home, your job, the grocery store. It's happening on domestic turf. So that I prefer to call it that. Again, the other aspects that we'll be touching on, we've got dating violence. We've got teen dating violence because we know February is Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month. We've got teen domestic violence, and I don't think a lot of people think about that because you have teens that at 13 years old, they swear they're in love, and that's the only one for them. They ain't even figured out their head from their bottom yet, but they swear up and down they in love with this person and let this person leave. No, okay? So we got to deal with that. We've got to deal with violence in the church because that has not been truly addressed. Which is why I adore Lady Yvette Bannister, because she herself has experienced that behind the pulpit. So she brings it to the forefront so you understand what it is. And to me, churches need to be trained. Your pastor, your bishop, your minister, your deacon, all of them can be trained in theology, but are they trained to deal with domestic violence? Many of them are not. Many of them are not.
Well, let's talk about this.
Mhm.
Let's talk about it.
Go ahead.
You know why they're not trained? I'm going to tell you the truth about that.
Go right on ahead.
All right. So, many of our victims, they have yet to reach survival stage, are within those same orifices. Because religion preaches forgiveness. And I'm not saying that we should not forgive, but when you're forgiven, don't forget that you need to live.
Yeah.
It is okay to live.
Right.
It is not perceived to be a failure
Right.
to walk away from something that can take your life, take the life of your children, disable you.
Right.
You understand what they're
Yeah.
living? Many of them are living in a state of unhealthy existence. So how do they talk to someone in a situation where they're going through the same thing? They don't know, how can they counsel you when they need counseling? And it's sad. So we need to, I believe, we need to identify the survivors. And then I think we need to train survivors.
I agree.
Give them the confidence to speak. Because I tell you one thing I do know, I can walk into a room of people and I can tell you who's going through something. You know how I know they've gone through something? Because I've been there.
Yeah. Most of us who have gone through it, most of us that have gone through it can recognize it in a hot second. We can recognize it by body language, by speech, by, just interaction with somebody. Or even if they pull you to the side and want to say something to you that's not in earshot of anybody else. We can tell these things. There's just a sense about it. But to go back to what you were talking about just a second ago, training our spiritual leaders, I agree wholeheartedly. I know one of my speakers, Troy Jones, shout out to 108 and the B6 organization, is, not just looking at the abuse, but what happens after, like you said, and also, what keeps drawing you to this kind of person? Okay, what keeps putting you in this scenario where you ignore the flags or you ignore the the things that in your mind you should run far away from? Okay, what keeps putting you in this situation, and how do you identify a person who is not in that? Because we all don't know anybody until we ask questions. Okay, so if you're not asking questions, then you're really not getting to know that person, because a lot of people don't find out about the other person until they're deep in a relationship and they're in love, and this person has found that one thing to work on to keep them where they're at. So working on identifying and knowing who you are and what you want, I agree wholeheartedly that it needs to be changed and trained. Now, the other thing is a lot of the people who we look to for that spiritual guidance, and I'm not saying everybody, so please y'all don't jump on me and drown my inbox out. What I'm saying is that some of them are the abusers. So therefore, they will turn away somebody who is asking for guidance in this kind of thing, because they can't give guidance when they're being faced with their own truth. So you have to look at that as well. So that's why, like I said, I adore Lady Yvette Bannister for being who she is and coming to the forefront and letting us know about, the pulpit. Because, if it's happening in the pulpit, where else do you think it's happening? Come on, we're seeing it every day. Our administration, we're seeing it in our schools. We're seeing it everywhere. I mean, come on, even in my job, day to day, there's at least 5 to 6 calls that people are driving down the road and they're abusing each other. Or they're standing on the side of the road and they're doing it. They had one yesterday right downtown DC. Come on, Baltimore. So it's happening, and we cannot continue to turn a blind eye to it. We have to educate. I'm just saying that for myself. We have to educate. Now, whether or not you want to learn, that's on you. But me and my crew and the people I bring on board, we're going to educate, because we done been there, done that, and we definitely don't want you to go through it.
Absolutely.
I just
And it's a bittersweet truth, but we have to tell it if we want to save the next generation. And there was something you said about when people say, "Oh, it doesn't affect me."
Mhm.
Well, the sad part is that it's not like there was a time when we said there's 7 degrees separation in between human interaction. I can guarantee you got that friend. I probably know one of them. Well, when it comes to that monster called violence, it's not even 1 degree of separation. You walk down the street, one person you see. You go to the grocery store, one person you see. I can guarantee you something.
Yeah.
And there are more and more forms that are coming out that we don't even get to think about. But they're coming out.
Yeah. That is so true.
So
That is
yeah,
so true.
it's crazy. So we have to talk about it, and we have to educate ourselves, and we have to step outside our emotions and lose our sentiment if we want to save our lives.
Right. That is true. That is true. And I appreciate you for that. But like I said, y'all, October is the month. Felicia Henderson will be joining us. We've got Troy Jones. We've got Lady Yvette Bannister. We've got Chandra Gore. We've got Tangi coming up from South Carolina. We've got a couple other speakers. We've got Dr. Eric Holmes, who will, bring us in and usher us out of our ceremony. We also have our Master of Ceremonies, Jody Rue, who will be joining us. We've got vendors. Vendors are already asking questions about vendor spots. We've already got food lined up. We've got swag bags lined up. We've got a whole bunch of opportunities to make this another successful conference. So if you're interested in sponsorship of the event, if you're interested in swag bag sponsorship, if you're interested in supporting and or volunteering, because I could use some folks to set up tables and break down some chairs, okay? If you're interested in that, you need to contact me at 50shadesofbluebaltimore@gmail.com. That's 50shadesofbluebaltimore@gmail.com. I also want you all to make sure that you are going over to the Lady Blue Talk Radio group, and you're getting your information on the 300 survivors. The link is there. I'm also going to put up the link for the Vision Incubator. And Felicia, how can people get a hold of you if they have any further questions?
They can always send me a text via 469-263-5131. Texts are always best right now because my phone is being overwhelmed with calls and I don't always get to them. So a text message would be wonderful. They can also reach me on my page, which is obviously Facebook is Felicia Henderson on Facebook, or I guess my handle is @Miss Debbie Biz. They can reach me on LinkedIn, also as Felicia Henderson. They can connect with me and like me in Instagram. We're at The Way Foundation. No, at TWF. I'm sorry, I'm wrong again. I got two of them. At The Way Twin Fire is the one that we're going to be using right now.
Right.
And you'll see our logo on it. That's the same thing for our Instagram. So there are a lot of ways that you can reach out to us. But the best way is send me an SMS I will definitely get back to you, and I will send all the links across.
Mhm. Awesome. So we'll make sure we put those up and get all of those. And I'm pretty sure if you scroll down the Lady Blue Talk Radio Group page, you'll probably find some more of them. But I will put them up again so that you all have them and you can get in touch. We've already got connections that have happened already this morning, so we'll make sure we get everybody in contact with you. I will make sure that Pastor Linda has your number so that she can talk with you and get all of these rolling. And I can't wait for Pastor Linda to join with the 50 Shades of Blue movement to, get that rocking and rolling and going. But, as always, Felicia, I know we're going to talk again because we've got things to coordinate and do and all this other good stuff. But thank you for taking time out of your day to join us here and to talk about what you have going on and all the other things that are going on with, our partnership and everything with the awareness movement.
Yes, absolutely, and I can't wait to have you down here in Houston.
We work it out, Lady Blue gonna get to traveling, y'all. Okay, eventually I'm gonna hop over the waters, but I'm gonna wait until you know who's out of office before I go over there. But anyway, because I want to come back home. I'm just letting y'all know I want to come back home. Other than that, Felicia, make sure you have a fantastic day. We will talk this weekend because there's a few things I want to pass by you. And other than that, get out there, enjoy your day, and remember I love you.
All right, thank you too. I love you too. So have a great day.
All right, talk to you. All right, guys, wonderful conversation. There's a lot going on, but what we also have to look at is that we're looking to make a difference. We want you all to join us. We want you to be aware. If you think this has nothing to do with you or is not for you, think again. Just to come and get the information and share the feeling and hear the story, that does something. Trust me, because every time we have this event, by the time this event is over, people are hugging and crying and laughing and joking, and it's because they've let go. I know last year, my master of ceremonies, okay, he shared. Who would have known? Who would have known? The DJ that I had, very into supporting domestic violence awareness. The entities are out there. We just need to come together. So if you are interested in supporting, sponsoring, if you are in business and you want to sponsor this event, let me know. Email me. I will email you the sponsorship package. We've got magazine placement. We've got radio marketing. We've got all of that to get your business out there. And this station, 24/7. And it's not just here in the United States. We're reaching New York and New Jersey and California and all that. But we're also up in Canada. We're also down in Brazil. We're in places that your business is probably needed. Okay, so take advantage of the radio marketing. Drop an email at wmskonlineradio@gmail.com. Tell them Lady Blue sent you. Okay, if you're interested in radio marketing, but if you're interested in sponsoring this event, 50 Shades of Blue, which is coming up in October, okay, email 50shadesofbluebaltimore@gmail.com, 50shadesofbluebaltimore@gmail.com. Mention sponsorship package that you heard on the Lady Blue radio show, and I will email you the sponsorship package and take advantage. Don't dilly-dally, because I'm telling you, you're going to want to be in on this so that your business has the up and up, and you can start telling everybody where to go listen for your commercial in your spot, okay? Also, swag bag sponsorships. We're looking for samples. We're looking for product, okay, to put in. Samples of hair care, body care. If you got a stress reliever, okay, if you got any of those things with your name brand on it and you're willing to put it in, and we've got 100 swag bags to fill, and we want to put your product in the swag bags. Reach out to me, mention swag bags, and you heard it on the Lady Blue radio show, and I will send you the information for that so that you can get it done and we can start getting these. My living room already has stuff in it. We've got major prizes that are being raffled. I've got a makeup kit from a wonderful company that I'm a brand ambassador for. It's I am Beauty IC, and beautiful brushes, disposable. That's the unique thing. They're disposable, and I will be raffling off one of those at the event. We've got Coach Purse raffles going on starting next month. We've got the cruise coming up in August, the end of August. So y'all mark the 31st of August because y'all gonna go cruise on the harbor, okay? That information will be out soon. We're finalizing that right now. It's an all blue affair. So if you don't have anything blue, go get it. Okay, go get it. I don't care if it's your hair, your nails, your lips, your eyeshadow, your toes, your jeans, your whatever. Just make sure that you have it. Okay. Other than that, guys, this has been a fantastic show. Thank you to Lois Cooper for sharing Mama Said and for all those wonderful words of wisdom and what's going on in DC and her striving to stay relevant and up to date in DC and on all her documentaries and whatnot. And I do want to mention that there's a documentary that is debuting today from the longest living Jane Doe, Monique Smith, down at the Senator Theater. So, excuse me, please take advantage of that and go and see that and give your honest review of it because I wish I could go, but unfortunately I have to work. But take advantage of that and don't, support your own here in Baltimore. Guys, talking. Yes, that's what I do. Okay. That's what I do. But make sure you keep it locked here every Thursday from 9 to 11 a.m. on the Lady Blue Radio Show, right here on the home of Cheryl Underwood Morning Show, WMSKOnlineRadio.com. So much is going on. So much is happening, but WMSK is out in the community. Lady Blue is out in the community. As you can see, Lady Blue is walking across the United States and international. So, visions and dreams do come true. So if I give you a thought for the day, is that don't give up on your dreams. It may seem like it's unreachable. It may seem like you'll never get there. It may seem like you got to do too much work in order to get there. It should just come easy. But let me tell you, there's days, even myself, that I want to give up. But you know what? That little voice, which I call my spirit, tells me do not, because there is something better. The Lord has something better and bigger and brighter than where I'm at right now. And I'm going to stay the course because I want what the Lord has for me. With that being said, guys, enjoy your weekend. Get out there, live out loud. School's out, so mind your children, okay? Mind your children. Congrats to all the grads that are out there. Those that are already off and experiencing life as a no more high schooler, or even if you just graduated college, keep it locked here. Keep up with Lady Blue all across social media. If you need gifts, if you need anything, if you need skincare, make sure you reach out to Beautiful Blue. Mark July 6th for Pamper My Sister down on 207 East North Avenue here in Baltimore. So come on. We got a lot going on. And also, June 29th is the honor ceremony from Tim's Day, inaugural achievement award ceremony that's happening from 5 to 10:30 p.m. at Viola's Place, 2326 Bel Air Road in Baltimore, Maryland. The 2019 honorees are Christian Brooks, Dan Jones, Alicia Owens Ford, yours truly, Lady Blue, Maureen A. Lewis, and E. Digga. So you got to make sure that you're in for that. Come join us at Viola's Place. Enjoy this event. Support your own. And guys, do what you got to do to make a difference, okay? Because if you change your mind, you change your outlook. Get out there and enjoy your weekend. Bless somebody, because you may be the only Bible or blessing or angel that they entertain today. And as I always say here, weeping may endure for a night, but joy, it does come in the morning. I love you all. Thank you so much for joining me and keeping me company. We will talk next week. Be here tomorrow for Come in Connection with the Majors from 11 to 1 p.m. And I'm out. Peace. All right, guys, I'm out. I'll talk to you. Man, who the heck? Peace, y'all.